I want to talk about what is the product lifecycle, and hopefully towards the end of this video tell you on how to actually avoid some of the pitfalls of the product lifecycle as we know it. And for those of you who don't know who I am, I'm actually a professor of innovation, Professor Dave Maslach, and I'm actually building my own platform as well, the reciprocity platform. So what is the product lifecycle? The sort of basic story that we know with a product lifecycle is that at the beginning, there's the product that gets introduced. There is this maturation, or there's this growth stage that happens. There's this maturation stage. So the growth stage is that a lot of people are using it, and then eventually it reaches sort of ceiling, the maturation stage, and then it starts to decline, and then it goes out of the market. And so really basic story in how products develop. And you will see this pattern happen a lot. So the typewriter, for example, right? There was this moment where it was introduced, a lot of people started using this thing, and it reached kind of like the pinnacle in the 80s. And then it started to decline as new products, other products, information technology products were being introduced. Now, here's the thing with the product lifecycle. And this is the problem with the product lifecycle. It assumes that the world is static. It also assumes that the environment is static. It also assumes that the particular technology itself is static. So if you can customize, continue to grow that particular product and change it, then you don't often run into these product lifecycle problems that you're going to experience. And that's what you see in a lot of products moving away from kind of like a single product development style where they just introduce something and they just let it sit on the market, towards this kind of evolving storytelling perspective, right? If you think about what Disney does, for example, they build stories around a single product. So something like Cinderella has been around for a long time, and it's not going to die out because they continuously keep building stories around Cinderella or any of the different franchises that they've introduced, the different products that they introduced. They're continuously building it and changing the story a little bit so that you feel some sort of emotion to it. And that's a huge part of products, a huge part of innovations, is the emotions that other people feel, the attachments that you feel, the sort of warm fuzzies that you feel. If you feel a lot of warm fuzzies, it doesn't necessarily mean that, you can have a product that really doesn't serve a functional role, but as long as people have warm fuzzies with it, then it's going to last for a long time. And so that's where you have to link it to what it is that you're actually making, and create those feelings of people wanting to actually get this thing, the sort of belongingness with this particular product. And I want you to think about that. If you want this longevity where it never, there's no obsolescence. Obsolescence is a fancy term where it just disappears, right? It stops. Nobody uses this thing. So if you don't want that to happen, you work on building the warm fuzzies so that people feel some sort of warm connection with it. And they feel like it's part of what they're doing. Now, the challenge that you're going to face is that you're going to have a cohort that you're really aiming at, but that cohort is going to mature, they're going to leave, they're no longer going to work with this particular product. And so that's where you need to think about, how am I going to connect with a growing, ever-changing customer base so that the product that I'm building is constantly resonating with a certain group. And I'm not trying to say anything sneaky here, right? Like, none of this is sneaky. It's actually trying to figure out who it is that you're really, really wanting to serve, and really serving them, but at the same time growing and meeting the needs of what those people are, right? So you're solving a problem, but you're also repeatedly solving a problem. That's the key thing with anything with to do with a product, particularly if you don't want obsolescence, you don't want it to end, is to think about how you can continuously serve and make the thing better for a larger and larger and larger audience. And some of the new products, tools that we have today allow us to do this a little bit better, right? So for example, digital tools allow us to design and make things better, allows us to customize, those kind of tools like that. Or storytelling is an important part of how to get your product to stay for a long time and not disappear. So that's the key thing. Product life cycle, it's about the story that it's introduced, it kind of grows, reaches a ceiling point, and then it diminishes. But we know that that doesn't necessarily exist in all products because of this continuously trying to figure out how to solve the customers, the clients, better and better and better over time. All right, take care and have a wonderful day. Bye.